Hello everyone, this is Peter and welcome back to year 2022. And 2022, what a beginning. The COVID numbers has never been higher. Today is 8th of January and we have over 35,000 people that are being diagnosed positive in New South Wales alone. This is something that's never been seen before. It looks like it's going to do a great game changer all over again. No one has ever experienced anything like this. There's definitely a bit of a panic starting again in the supermarkets. All these toilet paper for some reason are starting getting sold again. People are getting very nervous. It's very hard to get a rapid test for COVID in any of the places. That's the hottest item being sold under 10 minutes in anywhere. Sydney is going into another different type of panic again, but there are new opportunities as well. Currently, Plus Agency is operating on 1 person per day shift. If you are interested in properties, please come in to our display. We have 1 salesperson with test result negative, serving you with the best protection possible. You can still know some of the good deals in the Sydney real estate market. And as we all know, whenever COVID happens, the market is going to react. And let's see how we reacted this year. Also, there's gonna be news about summarize what are the most expensive properties sold last year in Sydney as well. So we're gonna go into some of the highs and some of the cheapest areas that's still available in 2022 this year, and what has been happening in the market considering the first week of 2022 just passed by today. With no further ado, let's get News Plus started. We are a boutique agency located on 418 Victoria Avenue, Chatswood. If you're interested in this, please making sure you check out our website at plusagency.com.au for some of the best deals in real estate in Lower North Shore, Upper North Shore, Sydney CBD, and eastern suburbs. Alright, first of all, COVID fast-tracked everything. Sydney's top home sales 2021 now is going to be reviewed. There are 18 properties sold for over $30 million, which is massive sales. There are already jaw-dropping but priced for luxury Sydney homes hitting even more lavish heights last year as the pandemic panic encouraged wealthy residents to stockpile glazed homes. Nearly 20 residential properties traded for prices above $30 million over last year, including a penthouse. The most expensive property sold last year was actually not a house, it's actually an apartment in the middle CBD for over $60 million. Country's priciest home sold last year probably will get replaced by the penthouse that was sold in Barangaroo, but considering that hasn't settled yet, so it's not a formal 100% done deal. This is still the most expensive property that's ever sold in Sydney. And then Crown Tower has been breaking records again and again. This 75-floor skyscraper in the heart of Barangaroo has created many of the largest sales ever happened in the history of Sydney CBD or even around the country. The most expensive prices for a house this year is $45 million paid for historical estate in Rosemont, real estate in Woollahra. It was purchased by Bellman Group chairman Andrew Griffin. And then one of the most interesting sale is actually a Point Pepper sale, and it's not even a house, it's actually a boat shed. So that is actually a very interesting product to listed on the most expensive homes ever sold in 2021. And you can see there are just amazing properties all over the places. And ranking goes to number 1, ANZ Tower Penthouse, Sydney CBD, and it was sold for $60 million. In Rosemont Avenue, Woollahra, that was sold for $45 million. Villa Florida in Rose Bay have sold for $45 million. It's a very beautiful home. Crown Sydney, Barangaroo sold for $42 million. Again, Crown Sydney, Barangaroo, $41 million. Again, Crown Sydney, Barangaroo, $40.75 million. And then followed by Worsley Road, Point Pepper. This is the Billionaires Road. Number 44 on the Worsley Road has sold for $40 million. Number 29A in Monona Road has sold for $38.5, and that was the boat shed we talked about. And then going into Point Pepper again in number 1 Wingedale Place, that was sold for $38 million with a very interesting corporate ceiling in the property, which was featured in a very good reality television show called Lux Listing Sydney, and now it's been transacted. Hillside Avenue in Vaucluse. This is all in the eastern suburb of Sydney. Anything with a CBD, view, bridge, harbour is going to attract an amazing number. Hopton Avenue, Vaucluse, $35 million. Sarah's Pine House, The Rocks, has sold for $35 million. This is the only off the plan that actually made off the list as well. Followed by Double Bay to a Castro Place in Double Bay, $35 million. Fisher Avenue of Vaucluse, $34.5 million. 28 Tivoli Avenue in Rose Bay, which is next to the other one, that just sold for $45 million. This one was sold for $34 million. 42A, again back to Weasley Road. So we are just circling around the eastern suburb of Sydney, and this is $33 million. Followed by Vaucluse again on Olola Avenue for $32 million. And then going to Beverly Hills, these are all the areas right next to each other. 96 Victoria Road in Beverly Hills for $30 million. Number 9 Kenneth Street, Taramara for $29.2 million. Oceanfront property. This is to be developed as well. So this actually you can consider as a site as well. And then number 20 in Victoria Road, Beverly Hills, $28.5 million. This is a very beautiful Spanish mansion, and I just couldn't remember how many bedrooms there. Year 2021 was an amazing year. The COVID really make the prices go up. A lot of people doesn't care how much you spend, they just want to get a good place to stay in. Some agencies like Sotheby's has sold for more than $1 billion in residential realty this year. It was the best year ever for prestige sales for a lot of people that are operating in that particular market. Pandemic still happening, danger still out there. We see how everything is from this week, and then we're gonna see what's happening in January this year. I think it will be all very, very interesting. All right, next one. Reviewed Sydney's last 4 suburb where you can buy a 3-bedroom home for under $500,000. So now we had the biggest sale in 2021. Let's see what cheap prices we can have in some of the areas that's still really, really affordable. So for 3-bedroom units in Sydney, really there's not much options anymore. This particular area still has 3 bedrooms that's under $500,000, being Montjuic, Camara, Berala, and Ingleburn. So all these areas, there are still some units still available, and you can still buy them for under $500,000. But not for long. I think these properties being at the location they are, and then there's a lot of developments happening in there as well. Some of the areas like Ryde or Parramatta, the 2-bedroom prices are falling down as well, because the number of developments coming out. But everybody says in 2022, especially the apartment market will start to pick up, because the gap between the house price and the apartment price is just too big. It's historical big. So we're just gonna see how the gap is gonna get closed in the year of 2022. All right. Record real estate results. Castle Hills has new suburb price. So Castle Hills has finally got its record prices at $6.5 million on 3rd of December. The offers was predicted to be received between $5 to $6 million, and that didn't stop the big price tag from happening. So $5 to $6 million, anticipation. Now the prices has fall at $6.5 million. And number 2, Longmont Place in Castle Hill, sold by Merck Real Estate Agents. This is an absolutely beautiful home. It doesn't look very traditional Castle Hill. It is a very French European design, and then even though the land is on a slope, but the property is really beautiful presented and taking the best usage of its land. This has smashed the old record by over 25%. It's a huge gap. This is an indication about what are the price points now for properties in the areas like the Hill. All right, so the first news of this year that actually happened on the 3rd of January, a property that was sold for $3 million. This place is just absolutely a dump. This is just a hoarder's house. There's just so much stuff going on in that place. It's just unbelievable. But that didn't stop from 150 people going in and watching the auction. 47 bidders bidding all over the place. We don't know why. A lot of people really want to knock down, rebuild, get their own places. But consider last year's, we have houses poison. Then you have to detox before you can develop sold at amazing prices. This is just what the market is at the moment. People love to get something done themselves, and people love to build something of their own. And these crappy houses, people just buying the land, and the land is leveled and it's over 1,000 square meters. People are gonna go crazy for it. So this is where we are at the beginning of year 2022, and we see where it's gonna lead us down the track in the year of 2022. Thank you so much for watching this episode of News Plus, brought to you by Plus Agency. This is Peter Lee. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.